Welcome into the Chiefs Report by Chat Sports. We are live here on the YouTube. I am Harrison Graham. It is Victory Monday, although it is Patrick Mahomes Injury Watch Monday as well. We'll have all the latest updates around him, plus more Chiefs news and rumors, and we will, of course, answer all of your questions. Should be a fun live show, so stick with us here and shout out your city. Let us know where you guys are watching from here on a Monday as we get ready for the AFC Championship Game against the Cincinnati Bengals. We got Paul in the chat from Tonganoxie, Kansas. We got JJ in Tigard, Oregon. Tony Fuentes here in Dallas. Matt Rader in Knoxville, Tennessee. Rich King in South Africa. Rafe in Germany. We've got Hagerstown, Maryland is where Dale Webb Jr. is. Stratzen Graben in Germany. We got a couple international folks. RJ World in St. Joseph, Missouri with the Chiefs practice. Mike Tilson in Yukon, Oklahoma. Josh in Lakewood, Colorado. We're here in Dallas, Texas. Terry in Leavenworth, Kansas. Beach Bro and Lou Dog in Rockledge, Florida. We got Michael in Clymer. Michael in Top City. Let's see. Asbury, New Jersey is where Rhino Bros is. Drew is holding it down in North Dakota. We got Jeremiah in Palmer Lake, Colorado. Let's see. Tristan in Little Rock. Where's the Kingdom tuning in from? Clymer, New York from Michael Byler. We got Mark in Avoca, Iowa. And then Pedro in Jamaica. What's up, Pedro? I think that's, 3 international people tuning in? That's what's up, as Chiefs Kingdom is everywhere. All right, we've gotten back to this point. It's a rematch. Chiefs, Bengals, who you got in the AFC Championship Game? Type KC for the Chiefs, CIN for the Bengals. Who you got? You can drop score predictions in as well. Tony says Kansas City. James says, hey, Harrison. James Johnson from California. Chiefs 30, Bengals 20. I hope so. Rhino Bro says Kansas City. RJ going with the Chiefs. So is Tony. Rich King. Rafe. We got Jeremiah going with the Chiefs. Chief Marcus. Joaquin going with Kansas City. Terry Singleton. Peach Bro going with Kansas City. Chiefs 30-24 from Lost Gladiator. Tony Fuentes. Chiefs 37. Bengals 22. You guys are confident. Strassen says, depends on 15 status. Yeah, we're going to have an update here coming up in a minute. Mahomes will play. Question is, how effective will he be? Paul Amos says Kansas City. Don't like it, but Cincinnati from Tristan. Look, that's fair. My way too early preview, I leaned Cincinnati. I think it's going to be a tough game with Mahomes banged up, but we'll see. I do think the Chiefs have a good chance here. Mark says Kansas City. T. Green says Kansas City as well. What percentage in terms of health will Patrick Mahomes be against the Bengals? Patrick Mahomes will be blank percent versus the Bengals. Like health percentage. Like will he be 70%, 80, 90, 100? Don't think he's going to be 100. Don't think he's going to be 90. I think if you can get him to 85%, you're pretty happy. And that's asking a lot with a high ankle sprain. Tristan says 70. Hefus is 85. RJ says 70. 50 from Tony. I think he's better than 50. If he was 50%, I don't think he'd play, to be honest. I think you got to at least be 70%. Josh says 85. Beach says 70. Lost Gladiator 87. Michael says 65. Joaquin 75. Rhino 75. 75-80 from Jared Neal. Alex Keene says 80. Paul says 90. If you could get him to 90% for Sunday, that would be huge. Beach Bro says 75. Body, 80%. Mentality, 120. Yeah, I mean, he's going to be locked in. There's no doubt about that. Alex Keene says 80. If it's 80 or higher, I'm happy. If it's 85 or higher, I'm pretty thrilled. High ankle sprain's no joke, man. Andy Reid said today that it's not as bad as the one in 2019, but still, I mean, it's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. Alex says 80%. What do y'all think is the best prop bets on the game? I haven't looked at the props yet. All right, who you got in the NFC Championship Game? Type PHI for the Eagles, SF for the 49ers. Producer Rolly, you want to weigh in here? Who do you like in this game?
I got the Eagles.
I kind of, before this weekend, I would have leaned San Francisco, and I don't want to overreact to how each team play because the Eagles definitely have the easier matchup, but man, if that front gets consistent pressure on Purdy, which is a tough task. He's mobile, and that O-line's good, but Philly looked legit, man. I mean, they took out a month of not great play out on New York. I mean, that was dominant.
Listen, I'll also say this, and I don't want to say it in front of the Chiefs fans because I love you guys, but I did predict before the playoffs a Bengals-Eagles Super Bowl.
You're still alive.
It's still alive. Did I have the script? I don't know.
Rolly had the script, maybe. We want Chiefs-Eagles. We want the Andy Reid and Travis Kelce Bowl. Travis versus Jason Kelce, and then
that podcast leading up to the game would be electric.
Do you think they would take the week off or still do it? They'd be fraudulent if they took the week off.
I was going to say, they've been doing it throughout the playoffs, so if they stop now, it would be the most fraudulent thing of all time. They're good enough, they're close enough to where like it wouldn't affect
They talk
anything.
Anyway. I mean, it's all good. It's all good. All right, we got a super chat. I want to get a few shout-outs. Paul says Philadelphia, Kelsey Brothers Super Bowl. DY Brothers says Eagles, San Francisco from Beachboro. It's a cool storyline either way for the Chiefs if they win because it's another rematch with San Francisco. And if it's Philadelphia, it's the Andy Reid Bowl and the Kelsey Bowl. Should be fun. Ryan with the super chat. What's up, Ryan? He says, how do you think Orlando Brown Jr. played? Not that well. Not that well. He played better in the second half of the season. I did not think he played that good against Jacksonville. I do want to shout out Ryan for the super chat. We do have our Mahomes boot. If you joined us on Saturday during our watch party, $20 super chats to get a helmet sticker on the boot. So listen, we'll keep that going. If anyone sends in a $20 super chat, including Pete Ryan, who's already on here, we'll get another one on there. We got plenty of boot stickers left. We will get you on there. $20 super chat, and of course we'll answer your question. Long way to go, but once we fill this beer boot up, we'll ship it out to somebody. So $20 if you want to get a sticker on the Mahomes boot. All right, 2 mailbags today. Speaking of super chat, if you super chat, you can skip the line. We'll get to your questions first. You can also use the hashtag Chiefs to get your questions on the show. So hashtag Chiefs or super chat to get your questions in on today's mailbag videos. We need a lot more questions, so load them up, hashtag Chiefs, or you can super chat, and we will get to as many as we can. Shout out to the real ones for tuning in today. And again, $20 super chat you can get on the Mahomes boot. All right, before we jump into the latest Patrick Mahomes injury news and a little more further look at Chiefs versus Bengals, if you're ready for the real show to start, go ahead and like this video. Hit that like button down on this video. Hit the like button, and we will go ahead and jump on in here. So if you're a fan of the Chiefs, if you want the Chiefs to win this weekend, go ahead and like this video. And with that being said, we'll jump on in here. No need to record here, Rolly. We're just going to sign off at the end. So like the video, and we'll jump into the latest Chiefs news and rumors. Hey there, Chiefs Kingdom. Happy Monday here on the Chiefs Report. Appreciate everybody for clicking on today's show. I am your host, Harrison Graham, and we got some news to get you caught up on. Obviously, all eyes on Patrick Mahomes as we gear up for the AFC Championship Game. So let's go ahead and start there. We do have a Mahomes injury update from Andy Reid. He, of course, has a high ankle sprain, and MRI confirmed that on Monday. Andy Reid did say here MRI on Sunday confirmed that. Andy Reid on Monday said that he will play this Sunday against the Cincinnati Bengals. Here's what Reid had to say earlier today. He said he's worked hard on the treatment and is doing okay. He's done amazing things with limited time. This one, talking about this ankle injury, isn't quite as bad as the 2019 one. And I didn't forget that injury, but I forgot it was a very similar injury. And in 2019, when he had that high ankle issue, he missed 2 full games. Which is why I said after the game, if this was a normal week, he'd probably miss at least a game or two, because a high ankle sprain for the average athlete is like 3 to 6 weeks. Mahomes, he could recover quickly. He's big and physical and young. The rehab can get him back sooner. But I do think if this was a regular season deal, he'd probably miss at least a game, even if Andy Reid is saying it's not quite as bad as the prior one was. I do think in a regular season situation, he would not play this week. But it sounds like he's going to be able to go this Sunday. And just the question is How effective can we expect Patrick Mahomes to be? Can he do the things he normally does, or are there going to have to be major adjustments to the offensive game plan? We'll talk about some of those things coming up here in just a second. But I do want you guys to weigh in on the show here. Fill in the blank. Patrick Mahomes will be blank percent healthy against the Bengals. 60%? 70? 80? I think, if you can get him to 80% healthy or more by Sunday, I think you're feeling pretty good about that. That number, I think we could all accept that he's not going to be 100%, but at the same time, the fact that he's going to be able to play is very good. So fill in the blank. Patrick Mahomes will be blank percentage healthy against the Bengals. Now, Jay Glazer also mentioned on Sunday, and you could take this with a grain of salt. They're not going to come out and say, oh, yeah, his ankle is way worse than expected. But he reported that Mahomes' ankle looked much better than expected because you're thinking, okay, Saturday, probably got a painkiller shot at halftime. Adrenaline kicks in. You get through that playoff game, but, oh, my God, it's going to be a balloon on Sunday. Well, Glazer said it was better than they thought, and Andy Reid kind of saying today that it's not as bad as 2019 could confirm that a bit, that this injury isn't quite as severe and that he could play through it at a pretty high level. Now, Mahomes against the Jags didn't have a lot of his magical moments, especially after he got rolled up on, but he still played effective football, 22 of 30, 195 yards and 2 touchdowns with no turnovers, and I think that last stat's going to be the key. If you're not going to have the wild volume, big plays, you got to take care of the football. I think the quick passing game will be key. The quick passing attack, shotgun, get the ball out early and on time is going to be critical. And it might even pay to your favor anyway, because we saw Josh Allen in Buffalo, try to do these long, drawn-out passes, and it just wasn't very successful. I think getting the ball out quickly, take the 5 to 7 yards and move on, is probably a successful style anyway against a defense like Cincinnati, who's going to drop 7 or 8 into coverage and make you throw into tighter windows. Well, get the ball out quickly before those zone coverages develop. Travis Kelce, that was on full display, right? 14 catches, 98 yards. It's only 7 yards per, but last time I checked, it's 10 yards for a first down. So if you're consistently getting 6 or 7 yards, yeah, and not be flashy, it may not be what we're used to with this Chiefs offense, but it's very effective. Obviously, you combine that with the ability to run the football with Isaiah Pacheco's emergence and Jarrett McKinnon being a factor as well. I do think it'll look different on Sunday, but different's okay. That's what great coaches and great players do. They adapt when things pop up, and this will certainly be a challenge for Kansas City, but I still think it is doable to be effective and to win this game. Now, shout out to Magic Spoon for sponsoring today's show. Tons of different flavors, cereals that Magic Spoon offers. Very healthy as well, and you can get $5 off at magicspoon.com/chat. Today's show is sponsored by Magic Spoon, the revolutionary cereal that's changing the game. Say goodbye to sugary processed cereals and hello to delicious, nutritious options that will power you through your day. Magic Spoon is the perfect choice for anyone looking to start the new year off on the right foot. With a variety of flavors to choose from, like cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter, you'll never get bored. And with only 140 calories per serving, it's a guilt-free breakfast option. Here's the best part, though. Magic Spoon is packed with 13 to 14 grams of protein and 0 grams of sugar, making it the perfect choice for those following a keto or gluten-free diet. And with a 100% happiness guarantee, you'll have nothing to lose by giving it a try. So order your own personalized Magic Spoon variety pack today and save $5 by using code CHAT when you go to magicspoon.com/chat, or you can scan the QR code that is on your screen right now. Trust us, you will not regret it. It's magicspoon.com/chat, magicspoon.com/chat. Promo code CHAT. Start your day off right with Magic Spoon. That link will be in the comments and in the description of this video. And again, QR code right here works. Scan it with your phone. Boom. You can go ahead and redirect to their website and order it today. It's magicspoon.com/chat. A little bit more on Mahomes here, as James Palmer kind of threw this note out talking about what Andy Reid said it's not as bad as the one in 2019. He's getting treatment. They'll take it day by day. Reid said Mahomes is planning to play. The note I wanted to talk about here was that he's never played without practicing, but it appears that hasn't been ruled out if it ends up being the plan. So Andy Reid's a big preparation guy. It's why he plays his guys in the preseason. He's kind of old school like that. But this is obviously an exception, right? You're not going to you just be like, well, Patrick, if you're not good enough to practice, we're just going to roll with Chad Henne. Like, obviously, if Mahomes is able to give it a go on Sunday, which it sounds like he is, Andy Reid said he's going to play, then if he doesn't practice, that's okay. Ideally, would you like to get him out there Wednesday or Thursday, at least throw the ball around a bit, just move around a bit, take a few snaps from under center and in shotgun to just test that ankle? Sure, but number one, I think we have to sit here and appreciate the fact that he is undoubtedly going to play is pretty incredible. Most players with the high ankle sprain, I know there's severities, and they're saying this one isn't as bad, would not play the next week. That's just a fact. Then I get it's the playoffs. It's a different situation. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has not played since week 11. He has a high ankle sprain. I'm guessing it's a little bit more severe, but he's been out 2 months, and Mahomes is going to play the next week. He came back in the same game. This guy is just built different. He has a winning mentality. Not saying that CEH doesn't. That's unfair to him. But this guy, he was pissed when Reid took him out of the game. He spiked his jacket on the sideline because Andy Reid told him to go get an X-ray. So I think we got to appreciate the competitiveness and the toughness that Mahomes has shown, and that he's going to have to show for one, if not 2 more games, because even if he gets through this game, he won't be 100% for the Super Bowl either, although you would think he'd at least be a little bit more healthy with the extra week off. All right, subscribe to the channel because we're going to have Mahomes injury updates all week long. If there's new developments, setbacks, or positive signs, then we will inform you of that here on the Chiefs Report. Plus, any other Chiefs news and rumors that drop in, we'll monitor other injuries. Could Mecole Hardman get healthy enough to play this week? We shall see. I'm a little skeptical there, but you never know. Hit the sub button. We're not going anywhere. Daily coverage leading you guys up to Sunday's game against the Cincinnati Bengals. Speaking of the AFC Championship game, the Chiefs will host the Bengals for the 2nd straight year at Arrowhead Stadium at this point in the playoffs. It's the rematch we all wanted, right? This is what we wanted. Didn't want to play Buffalo at a neutral site. And listen, Mahomes, as good as he is, and I think he's the best quarterback in football, he is 0-3 against Joe Burrow and the Bengals head-to-head. I think he's beaten the Bengals earlier in his career, but since Burrow's taken over, 0-3. Burrow 3-0 against Mahomes. These head-to-head matchups since last season have been tight, but they've gone in favor of Cincinnati. 27-24, 27-24, 34-31. Listen, you gotta find a way, and obviously the AFC Championship game last year, that OT one, hurts. That one hurts big time. That's a game you're up 21-3 late in the first half, 21-10 at half, and still couldn't get it done. Make no mistake. Cincinnati's legit, number one, and with Mahomes injured, this will be a tall task. Like, this is not, going to be just, well, if the Chiefs show up and play a B game, they're going to win. No, they're probably going to have to play an A game here. Like, Cincinnati has entered that conversation. Last year, people were like, it's this fluky run. The defense played above its head. Burrow, can they do this again? Yeah, they're here, and they're not going anywhere. Like, expect Cincinnati, Kansas City, and Buffalo to be the 3 teams for a while in the AFC. And I think Cincinnati has surpassed Buffalo as they've proven that on the field the past couple of seasons. So you look at this matchup, and it's pretty darn even, man. I think the Chiefs' offense is better, but Mahomes is nicked up, and I think the Bengals' defense is better. So, it's going to take a Superman effort for number 15. You're going to have to see what we saw against Jacksonville, where other units step up. The defense is going to have to step up, but it's one thing to do that against the Jags. It's another thing to do that against Burrow and the Bengals. Like, it's a pick'em game for a reason. And by the way, this game opened at Chiefs -3, and it's already down to a pick'em. I think bettors are saying, Mahomes, 70, 75%. I'm going to throw some money on Joe Burrow. So maybe the Chiefs can play that in their favor if they end up being a dog in this game and say, hey, they don't believe we can win this game. That's pretty rare that Andy Reid's had the chance to do that since he's had Mahomes. So it's going to be very interesting to see how this week plays out, how Mahomes hopefully improves with that ankle. But this is going to be a tall task. Some demons need to be slayed on Sunday for Kansas City. So predict the score, Chiefs, Bengals. Who's going to win, and what is the final score going to be? Go ahead and get those predictions in down in the comment section below. Chiefs, Bengals, who wins, and what is the final score? All right, that's going to do it for our Chiefs news and rumors segment here. Appreciate everybody for tuning into the show. Subscribe, like I said, we'll have you covered throughout the week. More injury developments, we'll have a video on that. And then, of course, we'll be live for the game this Sunday for our AFC Championship watch party. Hopefully a different result this time around compared to last year. So we will see you guys throughout the week here on the Chiefs Report. All right, I'll get some shout-outs here on the live show. I dropped my pen here. Let me see if I can scoop that back up real quick. So Paul Amos says 31-20 Chiefs. 31-30 Chiefs, he says. Dale Webb says 35-20 Chiefs. Let's see. Who would you put to cover Chase? Tough call. I mean, I think Snead's your best corner, but I don't know. Do you want to move him around a bunch? Jalen Watson's got the decent size. He's 6'2", so we'll see. K. Chappell says, what's up? What's up, K. Chappell? Hefe says Chiefs 45, Bengals 23. 45-23, that would be impressive. Chiefs 31-28 from Jared Neal. 24-21 Chiefs. It's going to be a challenge. It is going to be a challenge, to say the least. All right, 2 mailbags coming up, and Rolly says we need more questions. So use hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat. $20 Super Chats get you a sticker on the Mahomes Das boot. Let's go. Mahomes Das boot. $20 Super Chat. You get a sticker on there, and you can join Ryan, John Satterfield, Dub Freak, and then Szechuan's on there twice. Shout out Szechuan, my man Noah there. So hashtag Chiefs or Super Chat. If you have any questions, go ahead and load those up on today's show, and then we will answer as many of them as we can. Oh, by the way, this is presented by as well, if it's escaped here. Put that in there. All right, hashtag Chiefs, Super Chat. Get your questions in, and we will answer as many of them coming up here on the Chiefs Report. Today's Chiefs mailbag is presented by Manscaped. The best men's grooming products on the planet are from Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping when you go to manscaped.com and use promo code Chiefs. That's manscaped.com and promo code Chiefs. All right, let's get into your questions here on the Chiefs Report. Shout out to Ryan kicking us off with a super chat. How do you think Orlando Brown Jr. played? Did not think he was that good against the Jags, especially early on. I think he settled in a little bit better later on, but that's also when the Chiefs kind of employed that quick passing game. Good run blocker, still very inconsistent as a pass blocker. You need him to play better against Cincinnati because Mahomes' mobility is obviously going to be at least somewhat compromised. From Jared Neal, who could we sign at left tackle this offseason that's better than Orlando? I mean, that's the thing. Like, it's going to be hard to, upgrade in free agency. He's probably your best option still. You could draft somebody if you want to go like Paris Johnson or Peter Skoronski, but I think the most likely scenario, Jared, still remains franchise tag for another year. Tag him one more year. If he doesn't take the proper step next year, worthy of a big-time contract, then, you move on in 2024. Tony Fuentes says, I'm excited and excited. I think you meant excited and nervous. I saw some of your other comments, Tony. But, yeah, I'm excited. And, yeah, there's reason to have jitters. This is a team that has beaten you 3 times in a row, all high-leverage games. You blew a 21-3 lead in the AFC Championship last year. And just on top of all that, Cincinnati's not some Cinderella story that people viewed them as a year ago. This is a really good team. They almost won a Super Bowl last year. Joe Burrow's, to me, has surpassed Josh Allen. I think he's the number 2 quarterback in the game behind Mahomes right now. And some will say if he beats Mahomes this weekend, he could surpass him. I wouldn't go that far, especially since Mahomes is dealing with an pretty bad ankle injury. But that storyline will be out there. So this is going to be tough. It's going to be challenging. But how can you not be excited for a 5th straight AFC Championship game at Arrowhead Stadium? Hopefully the Chiefs play well and find a way to get it done. Turtle, great show. If Patrick Mahomes gets further injured, how confident are you in Chad Henne? It's a good question because obviously Henne ain't Mahomes. Let's get that out of the way. But look, there is a scenario I would imagine where if Mahomes starts and the ankle gets rolled on again or gets tweaked, that I'm sure there's some threshold of where if it gets below it, they would have to take Mahomes out. Now, I'll say this. Chad Henne led not only a nice 98-yard drive, a critical one in the second quarter to give the Chiefs, I think it gave them a 17-7 lead at the time, whatever it was. That was nice to see. We know Henne knows the offense, is capable, of executing certain parts of the offense, especially the quick passing game. He's pretty accurate on the underneath stuff. But if it's Mahomes gets hurt in the first quarter and Henne has to go the rest of the way, your chances dwindle dramatically. Now, if it's like the second half and it's a close game, could you pull it off? Yeah, I think it's possible, but these teams are too evenly matched. Like, if it's Chad Henne for more than 2 quarters, your chances of winning are pretty slim. Now, what do you guys think? Do the Chiefs have any chance if Henne has to play? Type Y for yes, N for no. I do think they have a chance. High chance? No. Low chance? Yeah, 15%, 20%. I think there is some hope because he's been around so long and knows the offense, but your chances go down dramatically, even though Mahomes is banged up. Y for yes, N for no. Pinned comment on today's show. Do the Chiefs have a chance if Chad Henne has to play? From HFA Recon, what if Frank Clark plays so well from here that we somehow bring him back? I think bringing him back's a possibility. I didn't think they'd bring him back last year, and they did. So clearly he likes the organization. He took a pay cut to return. The organization likes him. Thought he played really well against Jacksonville. If he has a great playoff run, I could see him coming back. I still think he would have to be on a pay cut, but I do think there's a scenario where Frank Clark returns in 2023. From King Lewis, I hope we get our revenge. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is really the first time in the Mahomes era that a team has had the Chiefs' number. Cincinnati, the last 2 seasons has. They're 3-0 against them, again, in all pretty big games. Both games last year were big. The regular season one dictated the seeding. And the one this year, while it didn't impact the Chiefs from getting the number 1 seed, it very well could have had that Bills-Bengals game not been canceled and had Kansas City lost one more game down the stretch. So, this game means a little bit more. I think the Chiefs probably are very thrilled to have this opportunity because they're looking for revenge as well. Breaking news here on the Chiefs Report as Manscaped has launched a brand new product. Shout out to Manscaped for sponsoring today's show. Attention, all bearded gentlemen. You probably noticed that my beard has gone away or has been trimmed, and guess why? Because Manscaped has launched a beard grooming kit. It's called the Beard Hedger. Let me tell you about it. Are you tired of using multiple products to maintain your beard? Look no further than the luxury Beard Hedger Pro Kit from Manscaped. This complete beard maintenance kit has everything you need from the modern man on the go. From trimming to treatment, this kit has it all. Kit includes the Beard Hedger, AC adapter, USB-C cable, beard shampoo, conditioner, beard oil, beard balm, and a travel bag to throw all of it into. Plus, as a special bonus, you will also receive a free beard accessory pack with a beard brush, beard comb, and beard scissors. You get all of this 20% off plus free shipping when you go to manscaped.com, promo code Chiefs. The Beard Hedger was designed with a unique cutting angle to have its built-in comb lift flat-lying hairs for smooth, single-stroke trimming. And like I said, limited time, 20% off plus free shipping with promo code Chiefs. Coolest part about the Beard Hedger from Manscaped is instead of having all of 20 different what do you call those things, guards to like determine how much you want to trim it, it's on a rotator. It's just on the one deal, so you don't have all this extra stuff flying around. Oh, I want to do a 6, I want to do a 12, yada yada. It rotates, you pick the number, boom, you get the trimming. It's very, very nice. Promo code Chiefs when you go to manscaped.com. Got myself a nice little trim about a week ago. Feeling nice and groomed with the Beard Hedger from Manscaped. Check the description and the comments to get going with Manscaped. From Matty Manis, should Chiefs rush more because of the O-line being injured, or should we play more coverage? Please answer. Please answer. I got you. I'm answering. Listen, did anybody expect this Bengals O-line to play as well as it did against Buffalo? So, yeah, if they have to play some backups, you might take a couple more chances still, but they held up very impressively. Now, some of that could have been the snow. Maybe the defensive linemen weren't getting off their rushes that well. It's hard to say, but I'll be very curious to see how Spags employs the blitz on Sunday. I said in our preview video, I think you actually probably need to blitz less because Joe Burrow is so good when you bring pressure and just leave these receivers in man-to-man because they're so good at creating separation. So I would actually expect less blitzing, but we'll see what Spags ends up doing. From Moishi Feldman, we are going to put the Bengals away for good. Mahomes will have 400 yards and 5 touchdowns, 41-17. I mean, that would be incredible. I do think Mahomes can answer the bell and have a big game, even though he's injured. But, I mean, I just expect a battle. I just think the Bengals are a force to be reckoned with. They are worthy of being here. They're in this conversation with Kansas City at this point. So I don't see it being a blowout like that. I think it's going to be a back-and-forth game. But, hey, if you're right and I'm wrong, I will be thrilled if that is the result. Now, if you want the latest Chiefs news and rumors here on YouTube, we got you covered. Daily videos here on this channel. So go ahead and subscribe today. We're not going anywhere. It's youtube.com/ChiefsTV. From Beach Bro and Lou Dog, what do you think the odds are we win with Mahomes' injury? I do think they go down. In my initial preview, I guessed that the Bengals will lose a close game. Now, I'm starting to shift a little because if with Andy Reid saying the injury isn't as bad as it was in 2019, I think it's truly 50-50. That's what the betting odds say. I think this is a coin flip game. I like Kansas City being at home. I think that's helpful. So it's going to be tight. I really think this is going to be a 4-quarter dogfight, and, it probably does come down to the severity of Mahomes' injury. If he was 100%, I'd be rolling with the Chiefs. If he's 85%, still think they have a decent chance. So I got to see how he looks early on in this one. From King Lewis, who are you looking forward to draft? It's a good question. I think you'll probably be in the market for a receiver if Juju and Hardman walk, which I think there's a good chance they will. I think you could get another corner. I think this is a big game, too, to kind of determine, okay, what needs to be addressed this offseason. But shout out Trent McDuffie. He's been playing really well. Jalen Watson, too. Pass rusher. They can need another pass rusher. So those are a couple positions I'd look at. So if the Chiefs lose on Sunday, obviously they can win and might win, how do you view this season? Do you view it as a success or a failure? It's really hard to grade an AFC Championship appearance as a failure, but standard's sky high. Now, maybe it's somewhere in between. Like, it's not a hardcore success, but it's like, well, Mahomes had a high ankle sprain. Bengals have been really good. AFC title game for a 5th straight year. It's not really a failure either. Let me know what you guys think. I think it could be pretty split, the votes here. Terry Singleton, do you think Hardman and Tony can be on the field together this week? I hope so. I'm not that confident with Hardman's status. Tony's going to play, obviously, and I think he has played pretty well, but I do not think that Hardman's chances are great, but we'll see how the week progresses. Mike Tilson, I must admit I'm very concerned. I really hope KC can finally beat them. It's going to be a long offseason if we get knocked out by Cincinnati again. Yeah, look, I mean, if you lose this game again, there's going to be a little bit of going back to the drawing board, but I do think it depends how you lose. Like, if you watch the game and it's like, well, Mahomes' ankle was a major factor, then, I mean, are you going to look up there and say, well, yeah, we're screwed. We're never beating the Bengals. But, yeah, I mean, falling to 0-4 against them in high-leverage games, that would be tough. So hopefully they can get it done. From Jared Neal, Chad Henne has the record of longest Chiefs drive in playoff history. Hey, 98, man. Shout out Chad Henne. That drive was vital in winning that game. It really was. It chewed off clock over 6 minutes. It extended the lead in the first half because we didn't know if Mahomes was going to come back. Had he not been able to come back, that drive was even more critical because who knows how much more you were going to be able to score with Henne. So Chad Henne, man, when he's had to play in a couple of high-leverage playoff spots now, Cleveland a few years ago and now Jacksonville, like those 2 spots alone, he's earned his money as the backup here. He really has. Like, I've said for a year or two that I'd like to develop a young backup, and I thought this year you could have gone to Shane Buechele as the backup, but they've stuck to their guns with Henne, and it's paid off. You got to give him credit for that. There's no doubt about it. Appreciate all the questions on this mailbag. Subscribe if you want more videos here on the Chiefs Report. We publish daily, so hit the sub button and turn on the notification bell, and we'll have another mailbag here on the channel coming up. If the Chiefs lose on Sunday, how do you guys view this? And then we'll get to one more mailbag here. Type S for success or F for failure. Also, bit of a spike in the audience, so if anybody wants to send in a $20 super chat, we've got some, we had a Mahomes Das Boot. This thing holds 3 beers, and you chug out of it. Not drinking today, but if you want a sticker on the boot, $20 super chat, and we'll get you a sticker here. I got stickers, got the Sharpie ready to go. We'll get you on there if people want to do that. S for success, F for failure. Maddie says success. Polar and Tony say success. Leaning towards failure from Recon. King Lewis says success. Polar, more successes than I thought. Moishi says success. Tony and Dale Webb. Jordan say success. Casey needs a new coach. Head coach? People, I don't get, the Andy Reid deniers. Who are you getting? Seriously, Rolly, chime in here. Who's better that's
there
out
is
there?
no coach you can get that is better than Andy Reid.
At least no one that's proven to be better. It doesn't mean someone can't be. Zach Taylor's a good example. He has come out of nowhere, and he's a top 5 coach in the league now.
And my question is, if you want to move on from Andy Reid, do you want, in the middle of Patrick Mahomes, I guess he's entering his prime. What is he, 27 now?
Yeah.
He's entering his prime. Do you want to get a new coach with a new potential offensive
a new
scheme
philosophy? Yeah.
and while he's entering his prime? Because your win now window, or your window to win, is kind of now. I mean, Travis Kelce has maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, it's tough to say, but
as
2
long
good years
as Mahomes
left.
is here and at this level, you're going to be in win now mode. But if you want to maximize with guys like Kelce, you don't want a different coach.
They have too much chemistry.
Yeah, that's crazy talk. Now, if the enemy if he's a guy that could be a sacrificial lamb, if you want to try and upgrade from Spags, I could get behind that. But Andy Reid's not going anywhere. Someone says he was in Philadelphia for 13 years and did not win a Super Bowl. He also went to a Super Bowl and 4 NFC Championship games. Not everybody's Belichick and wins 6 Super Bowls. Again, who do you want? Give me a legitimate answer. And if you say Sean Payton, he's just a worse Andy Reid. He has a Super Bowl, way less playoff appearances. That's the thing with Reid. His teams, especially in Philly, fell short in the playoffs a decent amount, but they were always in the playoffs. The Chiefs are always in the playoffs. 5 straight AFC title home games. No one's ever done that. No one has ever hosted 5 straight AFC Championship games. That's what's going to happen this week. So be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for. Someone says Reid should have 3 Super Bowls with Mahomes by now. Well, if they didn't have 2 critical offensive linemen get injured before the Super Bowl 2 years ago, they might have won that game. Yeah, they got blown out, but they were starting 4 backup offensive linemen. Both their tackles were out. That's why they upgraded the line. So, the first year when they lost the Chiefs or the Patriots in 2018, crazy game. Had they won that, I think they would have won that year. So, yeah, look, I think I've made my point. If you don't want Andy Reid, that's fine. I just don't think there's anyone out there that you can upgrade with. All right, here we go. Hashtag Chiefs Super Chat. One more mailbag to go, and we will get to your questions. Someone said, and the Patriots cheated. Thoughts, Rolly?
They did not cheat. Just because D Ford was offsides, which he was, did not mean they cheated.
D Ford's a fraud.
Maybe don't fall down 14-3 at half or whatever it was.
I think it was 14-0 actually.
It might have been 14.
31 points in the second half. Crazy stuff.
That fourth quarter obviously the Patriots only had the ball in overtime, but the fourth quarter was the craziest quarter I've ever watched.
Both games that year were wild. Remember the regular season game?
Because
was it 45-42 or something?
Game-winning drive, yeah. Gronk and Brady had 200 yards.
Patriots were up huge in that game, and remember that ball Tyreek caught over the middle and then just zigzagged to the end zone?
So Tyreek Hill, I feel like if my memory serves me correct, was held somewhat in check in the AFC Championship game, but that first matchup in the regular season, I think he went for 200 too.
Sammy Watkins was the one who had the big game in the AFC title game.
The running back too, Damian Williams, had an incredible game.
That whole playoff run, he was 2018 and 19. He was
pretty sure Damian Williams actually had 3 touchdowns, and obviously if they got shut out at halftime, but 3 tutties in the second half alone.
He low-key should have been Super Bowl MVP the year they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
he was so good.
I don't hate that. I will also say, I'm not going to trigger Chiefs fans.
You've already gone here.
Okay, I'll say this, and I think they would have ended up scoring anyway, but that go-ahead touchdown against the 49ers was OPI on Kelce. I was going to say that.
In the Super Bowl? I'm trying to remember.
It was a rollout, and they hit Damian Williams in the flat. And Kelce was about 3 or 4 yards downfield, and he did not run a route. He blocked the entire way, knowing the rollout was coming.
That's the classic, we dare you to throw this flag on us.
I remember, because, listen, I don't mind the Chiefs now, but I remember back in 2019, I was rooting for the 49ers pretty hard. I wanted my boy Jimmy G to win a ring. So I was pretty devastated when they didn't call that, and then he had the chance to go for the game-winning drive and then choked it away.
Overthrew who did he over? I can't remember.
I don't remember who it was either, but he had him.
Frank Clark was his daddy in that game. Sacked him multiple times, I think. All right. Kind of a tangent there. Hashtag Chiefs Super Chat. Let's get this final mailbag in, and then we'll get out of here. Before we jump into today's Chiefs Report mailbag, who you got? AFC Championship. Type KC for the Chiefs, CIN for the Cincinnati Bengals. Who are you guys rolling with in the AFC title game? Let us know, and let's jump into today's mailbag. What's up, Chiefs Kingdom? I'm Harrison Graham, back with another Chiefs Report video, and on today's show, we are going to answer your questions on a mailbag. If you have any questions about this game in particular, we'll try to get those, but any questions you have, we'll answer them here on this mailbag. From Cole Keller, what's your biggest key to the Chiefs beating the Bengals in your mind? I would say a couple things, but if Mahomes' mobility is severely compromised, I think you have to be able to run the football. I think you got to be able to run the football with Pacheco and McKinnon, and the offensive line has to hold up. I think in general those are some major keys. From Caden Pickle, who do you think we will get or offer in free agency? It's hard to say. They got to make some internal decisions first. What do you do with Frank Clark? Do you bring back Juju? Do you get extensions for guys like Chris Jones, who would be a free agent the year after that? You got to work through those things. Do you restructure Mahomes to create more cap space? I definitely think that could be on the table. So you got to figure that stuff out first. But, do you go after an OBJ? Do you go after a Michael Thomas if the Saints cut him, which I think they will? Orlando Brown's another decision. Do you tag him again? Do you sign him to a long-term deal? Do you tag and trade him? Lots of internal decisions to make first. From Dylan Brooks Daddy. Is that Shannon Sharp? I think it is. If Mahomes isn't 100%, how do the Chiefs beat the Bengals? So someone just asked about key to victory. I'll kind of just double down on that. It sounds weird, but I think you got to lean on Isaiah Pacheco, man. I'm not saying like you hide Mahomes. Like you obviously are going to lean on him some too, but you got to lean on Pacheco in the run game more than ever before. And I think that's a good recipe anyway, and here's why. I think in a game like this, limiting possessions is a good idea. Keeping your defense fresh, limiting the opportunities Joe Burrow gets, especially if Mahomes is compromised physically. I think Pacheco's got to get going on the ground. I think you got to be willing to use more of the game clock or play clock for each snap. Try to get these 5, 6, 7-minute drives going because that'll shorten the game and that'll, in essence, probably keep it a tighter game and eliminate the possibility of either team kind of stretching away. But I think that is key. You got to lean on Pacheco. The offensive line has to hold up, and obviously when you throw the football, it's got to be a quick passing game. Subscribe to the channel because we are going to be live for a Chiefs versus Bengals AFC Championship watch party. I think we'll probably have Rolly back, producer Rolly, for the AFC Championship game. Live on Sunday. Kickoff's at 5:30 Central Time, but we will go live an hour early, get you guys ready. Plus, we'll probably react to the NFC Championship game as well because that game will be in the second half, so that'll be a lot of fun. We'll have fun here on the Chiefs Report, so subscribe and join us, and let's have a day this Sunday. From Dale Webb Jr., does Kelsey have another big game? I think so because I just mentioned I think you're going to have to employ a quick passing attack out of the shotgun. And who do you trust more on those underneath routes to get open quickly? Travis Kelsey. I mean, get him matched up on safeties and linebackers and just feed the beast. 14 catches, 98 yards, 2 tutties against Jacksonville. It's only 7 yards per catch, but if you're getting 6, 7 per chunk, you're living pretty. So I think 10-plus catches for Kelsey could be in order. For Matty Manus, is it true we actually signed John Ross, which is the fastest receiver yet? He ran the fastest 40 at the Combine. I don't know if his game speed is fastest, but, yeah, they signed him to a futures deal. He's obviously not going to play here in the playoffs or anything, but they signed him to a futures contract. He'll be on the 90-man roster this offseason. I don't have any real expectations there, but, hey, Justin Watson came out of nowhere, made this team, and has had an impact. So you just never know. Shout out to Magic Spoon for sponsoring today's Chiefs Report. If you want healthy and nutritious cereal, look no further. Go to magicspoon.com/chat. If you're looking for a breakfast option that will fuel your day ahead, look no further than Magic Spoon. As cereal lovers, we know how hard it is to find a nutritious option that also tastes great, but Magic Spoon has really changed the cereal game. Magic Spoon cereal is made with high-quality ingredients packed with 13 to 14 grams of protein and 0 grams of sugar. Plus, it's gluten-free, grain-free, and soy-free, making it the perfect option for those following a keto diet. Here's the best part, though. Magic Spoon is actually delicious. With a variety of flavors like cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter, you'll be able to find your new favorite breakfast, and at only 140 calories per serving, you can indulge without the guilt. Start your day off right with Magic Spoon. Order your own personalized variety pack today and save $5 by using code CHAT at magicspoon.com/chat or by scanning the QR code on screen. And with the 100% happiness guarantee, you have nothing to lose by giving it a try. Upgrade your breakfast game with Magic Spoon. I've got some of the peanut butter flavor right here. Had a bowl this morning, and it just gets your day started off right. When I was a kid, I used to eat 2-3 bowls of cereal a day, and then you get older, you get into college, you're still doing it, and you realize, yeah, that stuff is packed with sugar. Can't do it. Magic Spoon, they've eliminated the sugar, and it still tastes excellent. Magic Spoon. Go to magicspoon.com/chat. Use code CHAT to get $5 off. Link to get the discount is in the description and comments of this video. From Moishi Feldman, what do you think, or who do you think will win the NFC Championship? Well, you guys can weigh in too. We got that weigh-in built, Rolly. Some quick thoughts while you guys get your votes in. Type PHI for the Eagles, SF for the 49ers. I've gone back and forth. I think the Niners are better built to win a game like this, but I think the Eagles just played their best football game of the year and just dismantled the Giants. So it's a tough call. If it comes down strictly to quarterback play, I'll lean Philadelphia. If it comes down to the other thing, San Francisco, I'm going to go Philly because they're at home. Cross-country flight, it just feels like it's their year in the NFC. So I'll go with Philly, but I do think it'll be very close. From Beach Bro, do you think Tony could be a top 5 receiver in the next few years? I don't know. Does he become a more complete receiver? I don't know if he's ever going to be a guy that runs the full route tree, but Tyreek Hill became that guy, right? And, Tony's bigger than Hill. He's more physical. Now, he's not as twitchy, as fast, but he's pretty damn fast. Top 5 feels rich, but can he become a number 1? Yeah, I think Kadarius Toney has the ability to become a number 1 receiver. From K, do you think you stop the Bengals and not go 0-4 against Burrow? I think there's a chance. I think it's going to be hard. I've outlined that. Patrick Mahomes dealing with a high ankle sprain makes that much more challenging. It was already going to be tough. This is a Bengals team that is legit. So they can. Will they? We'll see. Got to lace it up and see how it goes. From Lennon Ackerman, a super chat. Shout out to you. The Chiefs match of the season. Yeah, this is it. AFC Championship. Get to hopefully exercise those demons and beat Cincinnati and Burrow finally. So we'll see what happens. I think both the NFC and AFC Championship games should be very good here on Sunday. Now, what do you guys think is the biggest key to victory for beating Cincinnati? What is the number one thing the Chiefs have to do well? The obvious one would be protect Patrick Mahomes. O-line's got to hold up, but I'll go back to what I said earlier. I think you got to lean on Pacheco a bit here. If Isaiah Pacheco was ever going to have a 20-carry game this year, this is it. 20 carries, 110 yards, and a touchdown, something like that. Really feed the beast here. I thought he should have gotten more touches against Jacksonville. He had 12 for 95. I don't think he's going to be that efficient, but I think he could give you 5 yards a carry potentially. So I think Pacheco's got to control the game a little bit here on the ground. Quay, how do you think the Chiefs will use Kadarius Toney on Sunday? Similar to how they have been. Quick throws to get him in space, maybe a jet sweep or two. They didn't really do that this week. Maybe you take a deep shot with them, but they haven't done a ton of that. Maybe this is the week to do it, although, again, you got to protect Mahomes long enough to get one down there. So we'll see. I think it'll be mostly quick passes, get them out into space, and try to let them cook. For Mini48, do you think what do we have to fix offense or defense? I think you're saying what do we have to do to fix the offense or defense. Not really sure there. I think long term on offense, you got to figure out your tackle spots. Is Orlando Brown the guy at left tackle? Who's your long-term right tackle? And do you have that person? I don't think Andrew Wiley's a long-term fit there. Is Lucas Niang maybe? I think on defense, you need another pass rusher and potentially another corner. From Young Craze, what should be our first off-season move? I wish I could answer this after the season ends because I want to see, if they lose, how they lose, and what the problem was. But I think you got to make a decision on Orlando Brown. Is he a guy you want around? Do you tag him for one more year? I think figuring that out has got to be priority number one. Caden Pickle, we need to get Joe Burrow and get to Joe Burrow and make him make errors if we want to win. Yeah, I think another key, by the way, is getting pressure on Burrow without having to blitz a lot. Easier said than done, but if Chris Jones can get home, those backup linemen played well against Buffalo, but if they have to play again this week, you got to find a way to make Burrow feel the pressure. You got to get home. So, if you can get some pressure without having to blitz and try to rattle Burrow a bit, it's tough. He's as stoic as it gets, but I think you got to make him a little bit uncomfortable. Follow me on Twitter at HGramNFL, same as my Instagram handle at HGramNFL. If you want more updates leading up to this game, that is where you can find them. And you can also slide in the DMs too if you have any more questions that we didn't answer here. I am an open book. So at HGramNFL on Twitter and Instagram is the place to find me. All right, what's the biggest key to beating the Bengals? Plus margin on turnovers from Mark. Let's see. What do you guys think? Stop Joe Burrow holding him to under 200 yards. That's going to be difficult. Under 200, I think under 250 would be a pretty good job, to be honest. Need to win the turnover battle. Lean on Pacheco, stop the Bengals running game. That's another one. Joe Mixon has kind of had an up and down year, but over 100 yards against Buffalo. I think you got to keep him to probably 80 or less. Drop 8, maybe. Heavy zone, kind of do what the Bengals did last year. Why are we favored if Mahomes is injured? Well, last I checked, it was a pick'em game. It opened Chiefs -3, but now it's a pick'em. So it's going to be close to a pick'em, I would guess, at kickoff. Did Chanel? I think he meant Chanel Jesus. I think that he was out of position. I have to look back at that. Another thing, we still went back-to-back Super Bowls. Yeah, I mean it's hard to do. You go this year 3 out of 5. That's pretty well done. All right, guys. I'm gonna get out of here, and I got some stuff to do. So appreciate you guys for tuning in to the channel. Subscribe if you haven't. We'll have more videos here on the Chiefs Report leading up to this game. Shout out Rolly for producing, and we will see you soon here on the Chiefs Report.